Good morning and welcome to Lavender Live Yoga. And we're coming here to breathe, to stretch, to strengthen, most importantly, to relax today. We've all been through a very turbulent time over the last year, and we're going to be reading a poem this morning from my book called This Too Shall Pass by Marcia Grazia. And it's inspired by the saying from Paul Klee, everything passes, and what remains of former times, what remains of life is the spiritual. In everything we do, the claim of the absolute is unchanging. Okay. So this morning, I invite you to come and lie down in your place. If you need some relaxing music, please feel free to put some on. But otherwise, come and find your place nice and relaxed. Laying down on the floor, legs outstretched or knees bent, whichever is the most comfortable for you. And I'd like you to take a few moments just to adjust your position, to adjust your clothing, to adjust the lie of your body. Really settle into you. Just feel the breathing start to settle. Perhaps it's a little shaky at the moment. When you first start observing the breath, it always seems a little, almost out of pattern, despite the fact it only has 4 parts. Just take this moment to slow it down, in through the nose, out through the mouth. When you start to feel a little bit more settled, gently place the hands low down on the ribcage. Start breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you start to feel uncomfortable, make a small adjustment, and already you've moved past. This too shall pass. And letting the hands make contact with that lower lungs. Really lengthen the breath. Take that pause at the top of the inhale and the pause at the bottom of the exhale. Breathing deeply. Feel the lungs coming up to the hands and the back of the lungs coming down to the floor. If you feel ready, bring the hands up a little bit to the centre lobes of the lungs. Breathing in here and out. Any thoughts that come in, acknowledge them, they are normal. On the exhale, release them. You finish a breath pattern, bring the hands up to the upper lobes of the lungs. When you feel ready, let the hands come down to the sides. Breathe in fully and deeply, using your entire lungs, top, middle and bottom. Lovely. When you're ready, bring up your knees to a bent position if they're not already. Gently roll onto your side into the fetal position. Hands out in front, knees happily bent. You're going to imagine your hands are a clock face. It doesn't matter if your hands are the opposite way around to mine. Mine are currently pointing to about 3 o'clock. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to trace my top hand up to 12. I'm going to open up my shoulder all the way to the back as I come round and then back in. So it's a sideline twist at the same time, linking the breath, breathing in for a quarter and exhale for 3/4. If you find you get to a place where you just want to take a pause, breathe in, breathe out, enjoy that spinal twist, enjoy that feeling of opening before carrying on. Listening to your body as fast or as slow as you wish to go. When you complete the next clock, just take a moment before gently rolling over to your other side. My hands are now at the 9. I'm going to breathe in up to the 12 and exhale for the rest of the clock. Again, feeling free to take a pause, open twist. But really listening to your body and responding. Lovely. And when you complete your next clock, just take a pause, breathe in, breathe out. And then I'd like you to roll over onto your stomachs. Head on the hands, nicely relaxed. Just rock your pelvis from side to side to relax that lower back.
When you feel ready, without putting too much pressure into your hands, I want to lift your shoulders down and back, draw the shoulder blades back, and start to lift up the head. Exhale down. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades back and down. Lift up the head, not too much pressure on that floor, and down. Once more, and this time I'm going to try and come up and into Sphinx. So place the hands either side of your face, gently push into the floor and lift up. Really good relaxing place for your back. You can rock the hips from side to side. Really relax into this pose. It's a nice passive pose. Rocking the hips from side to side. Feeling that nice little bend in that lower back. Lovely. And carry that down. When you're ready, you can have your head or your hands wherever you wish, either under your head or either to the side or down the side of your body. This time I want you to focus in on lifting up one leg, squeezing that glute, placing it down, and then try on the other leg. Only hold it for as long as you need to hold it. You don't need to do any counts with mine. You just need to listen to your body. If you feel ready, you can have a go at lifting both legs. Squeezing that glute and relax. Perhaps next time you want to come up, you want to hold it for a breath. Inhale, exhale, and release. If you prefer taking one leg at a time, and then down, feel free. But experiment with the movements, finding out what's good for you. Next time we're going to alternate with lifting up the head and lifting up the feet. Lifting up the head, lifting up the feet. If you feel more comfortable, you can always make your hands into fists. Just place them underneath your hips. That can take a little bit of the pressure away and help tilt that pelvis so it's a little bit more comfortable. If you're feeling brave, have a go at doing legs and back. If you're feeling comfortable, you can hold this position for a moment as well. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, release. Once more, lifting up, inhale, exhale, and release. And then just gently rock that pelvis from side to side, just to release that lower back, release the glutes. And take a moment, just relax. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bend a leg in. I'm going for my left leg. And the hardest part is actually finding where your foot is. Take a moment. It will be there, I promise. And here, I want you to push your bottom into the floor. You should lift up your knee, and it should give a really good stretch on the quad, on the front of the thigh. It's quite intense, although it looks easy. If it's not hard enough, just push that bottom down, push the hip into the floor, and it should give you a really good stretch there. and release. Try from the other side. Find the foot, that's the hardest bit. Hold the foot, push the hip into the floor, and really feel that quad stretching out. I've been doing a bit of running. That's quite tight. But in the words of the poem, this too will pass. I know it's good for me. It's good to stretch out in front of my thighs. A little bit awkward. It's not unpainful, but it's coming up to quite uncomfortable, but I do need to do this. This too will pass. Inhale. Exhale. And release. Now we're going to go for the double here. So when you feel ready, find one foot and then try to find the other. Your feet do have a habit of slipping out your hands. When you feel ready, draw down the shoulder blades, lift up the chest, push the hips into the floor and coming up. Breathe in, breathe out. Remember, if it's uncomfortable, you can always come down. If you can handle it, if you can handle the stretch, you can push your feet into your hands, get a nice shoulder stretch here as well as a quad stretch. Inhale, exhale, release. Rock the hips from side to side. I'm going to come into that once more. Find your feet. Take that moment. Try not to spread your knees too far apart. Then draw the shoulder blades back and down, lifting up the head. Push your hips into the floor, your feet into your hands. Feel that nice stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And relax. Rock the hips from side to side. And then when you feel ready, we're going to come up and back into a child's pose. I'm going to tie my hair up as well. Dropping into that child's pose. Feel the hips, the back, relax. If you want a shoulder stretch, just press the hands into the floor. Inhale, exhale. And when you feel ready, coming up to a kneeling position. If you're uncomfortable on your knees, do feel free to get a blanket, a cushion, or fold your yoga mat over so you've got a bit of extra padding. Taking a moment, placing the hands up, breathing in, breathing out. Release tension through the hands on the exhale. Breathe in the world. Breathe in goodness that the world has to offer. And exhale everything which does not serve you. Widening your knees a little bit, place the hands onto the floor. You can arch that back, lifting in on the inhale. And exhale out. Gently start to walk your hands out. And where you are with your wrists is up to you. If you bring it close into you, there's less pressure. If you bring it further away, you'll get a bit more of a stretch. But generally, we're just going to work our hands out, down, into a stretch. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do lion breath. So inhale in and exhale out with your tongue out as well. Inhale. Want a bit more stretch, you can do so. If you want to bring it up just so you're getting a finger stretch. Again, really listen to your body. What's going to feel good for you? Experiment around with a few positions of the lower back. Always focusing in on your breathing. Lovely. Okay. When we're going to come up, we're going to do some leg stretching as well. Several variations. Again, if something isn't working for you, experiment with either bottom up, bottom down, leaning forward, leaning up, staying upright. Really find out where it is good for you to go. Coming up to a higher kneeling position, what we're going to do is we're going to take one leg forward. I'm going to go for my left leg, nice and tall. Now I'm going to lift up that here. I'm going to start feeling a stretch in the back of my leg. This might be comfortable for you. This might be all you want. You might want to have a block either side of you. Or you might be able to want to come down to the floor. You might just want to use your leg here. Just make that stretch a little bit more. Inhale in, lift up. Exhale, come forward. If this is too much for your knee, just come down. You can do this pose sitting backwards as well. As always, in the words of Yoga with Adrian, find what feels good for you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, increase. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put that foot forwards and we're going to try and roll forwards, increasing that length on the back. Now your hands can be either side of your feet or they can come to the ends both to one side. However it needs to be right for you. I prefer them with my foot on the outside of my hands so I can really get that stretch coming in. Again, if you want to block underneath to lift yourself up, gives you a slightly different position in the stretch. Working on that breath, inhale and exhale. Lovely. Coming back either to a high position or a bottom down position. Just leaning over that front leg once more. Just a couple of breaths in this one. Once more, coming forwards. If your knee's hurting too much, you can always lift up that leg. So you have, it's a little bit more of a stronger one on the legs, but it does take that pressure off that knee. Coming back. Just take a moment, stretch out the back. Nice and reset. If it is a little uncomfortable, don't go where it's painful, but remember the saying for today, this too will pass. Coming back, we're going to do the other leg. Stretching the leg forward again, several positions up high, down low, wherever you need to be. Do that stretch down the back of the leg. If you can, coming forwards. Using the breath, lift and exhale. And if you're ready, coming forwards. Again, you can decide where you want your hands. I'll take them to the inside of the leg. I feel that stretch down the back. The breath, find where the stretch can go. Breathe in. As you breathe out, try and deepen a small part of the stretch. It might only be small, but it should be enough for you to feel it. And you feel ready, coming back to the forward stretch. So stretching out that front leg. Again, finding out where it is for you. And for the last time, coming forwards as the insides of the leg. Breathing, finding that stretch, going deep into it. And back, child's pose, relax. Now it's a little bit more knees, but not very much. Stay with it, but don't worry, we're coming into intense forward fold. So you're like that. When you feel ready, just step one leg out, okay? Now, the narrower the stance, the easier it's going to be. The wider the stance, the more intense this will be. So find out where you're going to feel good. Tuck your back toe underneath. When you feel ready, lift up that back knee. I'm going to step my foot in a little bit, and I'm going to keep my feet on parallel train tracks, and I'm going to try and push my stomach forwards, intense forward fold. You should feel this in all the good places. Breathe in, breathe out. If you need a chair, if you want to come up, have a straight back, even here, as long as you're feeling a stretch down the backs of your legs, you're doing a good thing here. Breathe in, feel that stretch. And then when you feel ready, coming back down. Gosh, I did change my position quite a bit in that, didn't I? Shows how I need to recalibrate my body after this pandemic. Find out what works normally. We're going to stay with the same leg once again, so just crouch down, release that stretch, take a few relaxed breaths, and then when you feel ready, coming back up. Okay, if you need to come upwards, release it. As long as the feet are parallel and you haven't got one all twisted, you should be feeling some good stretches down in the backs of those legs. Bending the knees slightly, step the back foot in, bend them a little bit more, and roll. Hands to heart. Do a few more back to relaxings here. Breathing in, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And all the way up. Carrying on, hands to heart. Changing your breath pattern each time. And when you feel ready, we're going to bend down once more. Gently step back with that other leg. Reset to a similar position. So I started off here, changed it quite a bit. Find out where you think you're going to be to do the intense forward fold on the other side. When you feel ready, lifting up that knee and pushing back. Feet parallel. Doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're feeling that stretch. Down those legs. If it's uncomfortable and it's getting to the right place, but not painful, just remember, breathe in, breathe out. This too will pass. Just give it another moment. Relax down. Take a moment in your crouch to relax, let the heartbeat slow down once more. And then when you feel ready, pushing back up. Come to the position you feel you need. And relax back down. And we're going to come from here to lying back. We're going to do the 4 ankle stretch or a variation on pigeon. It's where you cross one leg over, you reach in and you pull the legs up between you. So from a slightly different angle, crossing one leg over, you put your hands around the standing leg and you pull in. It'll give you a nice stretch on the outside and into the glutes of the reclined leg. So lie down. Find yourself in a comfortable position. You don't have to have a block underneath your head, that's just for me. If you're just like me, feel free to have one, of course. Everyone needs to find out how their body reacts and moves. So bending both legs, I'm going to bend my left leg over, cross it onto my right thigh. I'm going to reach through the window, I'm going to hold my right thigh as I pull my leg in. I can use my left elbow to push that knee out just to make that stretch a little bit more intense. If you want one down the back of the thigh, you can always stretch up that top leg and flex the foot. Breathe in deeply and feel that stretch. The main one we want to feel is down the back of the outside of that thigh and into that glute. Breathing deep. Release. Place the feet down. Take a moment if you want to place your hands over somewhere in your lungs. Make sure you're breathing deeply at this time. When you feel ready, crossing the right foot over onto the left thigh. Take your hands around the left thigh and pull the leg into the body. And if you want that upward stretch for the flexed left leg, you can do so. But really keep the focus in on that right outer thigh and into the and release. Go to a different type of stretch as well. I'm going to twist around slightly so you can see. I'm going to widen my legs and I'm going to bend my left foot, knee in, and then my right. I'm going to work with my breath, but to twist the back in a different position. So widening the feet, bending the knee inwards. It can help release that lower back. Always working with you and your body. Once more to each side. And to use the passiveness of the stretch to help relax into it. Moving on to my last one. And then when you're ready, bringing the feet a little bit closer into each other. We'll do a twist to each side as well, like we normally do, to close our practice. Hands relaxed, shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed. As you exhale, drop the knees to one side. On the inhale, I want you to think where you're holding on, if it's your toes, your hands, your thighs. Inhale, focus in on that space, and exhale, release. Inhaling up the legs when you're ready, with your body, and exhale to the other side. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale to the first side, taking a variation should you wish. Really focus in on the inhale, find tension. Exhale, let go. When you feel ready, exhale, release, variation. Inhale up the legs. And exhale over to the final side. Taking a variation with that top leg, whatever's comfortable for you. Back into inhale, find tension. Exhale, release. If you're ready, releasing the variation, settling down into a position for your Shavasana, your end of session relaxation. Take the time to find yourself in a comfortable position
whatever that might be for you, or cover up with a blanket. Really find yourself comfortable. So on the inhale and the exhale. Setting out into you, to your body. Yoga allows you to slow down mentally, and to stop the rushing. Your mind is always elsewhere, and not in the present moment. And you miss it all. You miss the play of the light on the tree, the beauty of a spider web wet with dew, and the subtle messages from inside you, inside your body. Yoga allows you to slow down, find yourself within yourself, to be. More and more now, I can simply be with what is, to help you be happier and healthier. When upsets occur, and things do not go, the emergencies such as a spilt milk, the first thought can be, this too shall pass. Discomfort shall pass. Right here, right now is my presence. Breathe in, breathe out. Slow. Don't rush. The more you become present in your life, everything becomes more like a show to you. And the world can be seen in technicolor. Everything passes. And what remains of former times and what remains of life, spiritual. Everything we do, the claim of the absolute, is unconditional.